Destiny, fate, or predetermined future are often situations in anime we see overruled. Through an unnatural phenomenon, a character within a series are able to change the supposed conclusion of their lives and walk along the path they choose with their own intentions in mind. We've seen this with Deku twisting the future predetermined by the late Night Eye, in which he was supposed to fail to save Eri, and even with the Promised Neverland defying the red string of fate teased in the opening, foreshadowing the kids were supposed to be nothing but livestock and perish. There are some animes, however, that stick with the backbone and deem the character doomed no matter what, such as Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom. Fate is a trope that gets readers invested to see just how a character's journey will end, and establishing it at the beginning of the series can serve as a strong introduction. This same formula has been applied to one of the leads in World Trigger, Yuma Kuga. For a while now, the unfortunate situation of this character has been looming in the background as the series pushes forward with the Rank War saga. However, with that officially being concluded in the anime, and as we transition into the beginning of the Away Mission saga, what better time to talk about the potential fate of this character than now? Kuga is one of my favorite characters within this series. Quick, agile, battle smart, and whenever he's on the screen, his presence is surely enjoyed. As a quick recap, his condition is revolved around his black trigger. Back on his home planet, his real body suffered a lethal injury from a suspected unknown black trigger user that would have killed him if not for the intervention of his father, sacrificing himself to seal his real body in the black trigger and create a new one purely out of trion. However, this does not mean Yuma is completely out of the woods. His real body is still slowly dying inside of it. The speed it's decaying is unknown, but we can take a leap here and say that it will last for the majority of the series. Fast forward to the modern day, Mikumo is well aware of the situation, and the black trigger only comes out unless it's an emergency. Of course, those emergencies qualify for a large-scale invasion such as after KOTOR. As it stands, Kuga vs Visa was the last time we have seen the suit in action, and that fight itself was a huge gamble. Yuma 100% had the chance to be eliminated here if it wasn't for Visa unknowing of his condition, but most importantly, the weight seal keeping his sword down. There are a few things that Ashihara has not told the audience. For starters, how much time does Kuga truly have left? Even when Replica was present, he didn't even give an estimate of how much time Kuga had before the Trion body starts to give out. Additionally, and hypothetically on my end, could black trigger usage essentially accelerate the decaying body? This is a more what-if situation on the theory crafting side, but any form of technicality could be incorporated down the line and it would be more than fair game. With Replica not there to detect any form of abnormality, the surprise factor is certainly there. We all know that going into the Away Mission saga, we will get to see Kuga's black trigger come out again. There is no telling who or what Kuga may face down the line, and when it comes to crunch time, hesitation is not an option. Regardless of how many events come to pass, the issue still remains. Kuga is still slowly dying, and the question remains, is he doomed to die, or will something be able to come and save him? To begin diving into this conversation, let's go ahead and eliminate the possibility of a miracle. Ashihara by no means is the type of author to use the power of friendship or any type of convenient tropes. World Trigger is one of the most analytical, strategical, and most importantly, fair game series. Things are earned through hard work in this series, and I do not expect some miracle, whether it be the power of a mother trigger or something else, to eliminate the issue. Going into the Away Mission saga, there are only two possible things I can see for Kuga's future. The first thing comes down to him being saved, and that requires an expansion amongst Trion and the power system as we know it. Trion itself is a biological energy source, meaning it's renewable and also has gone through conversion from its raw form to a source of energy for powering triggers. We know that mother triggers are triggers that help sustain planets and the life on it. Taking this information, the first possibility of Kuga being saved lies within the idea of Trion could be converted into a form of life energy, one that could potentially restore his human body. Now obviously this is a huge reach, which is why I said that this will all come down to something like an expansion of the power system. I believe that saving Kuga within means around the power system is the only way where it feels reasonable in terms of Ashihara's writing. Amongst the different planets we may go to and encounters we may run into, we can learn a lot of the world building, but also different technologies as well. Imagine if, say, Mikumo were to learn something and perhaps bring that information back to Earth, of a device that perhaps can be created to perform a procedure with Kuga where if the agents all help donate Trion, could convert that Trion into another energy that helps restore his human body. This will also provide provide a pretty good moment for those who don't hold a grudge against neighbors versus those who do, and would be a pretty good moment for people like Miwa as well. Whatever may take place has to involve some form of middle ground that enables the end result of saving Kuga to be possible and to also make sense. I have no doubt that Ashihara might have a couple of ideas in terms of keeping him alive, but only time will tell just given how long this series can go on. On the other end of the scale, we have the more emotional ending for Kuga's life, and that is acceptance and legacy. Kuga's father knew his son would be safe on Earth, but there was no indication that the issue with the Black Trigger would be fixed just because he went to Earth. World Trigger has the potential to have one of the best deaths in anime history with Kuga, and that's almost something I don't want to happen but can accept at the same time. Let's say when all is said and done in whatever final battle and Kuga does end up passing away. Now for the record, Ashihara definitely isn't afraid to get lethal. We saw what happened to Mikumo by the end of the After Kotor invasion and even what happened to Inadra. It's not like Kuga himself had some grand goal either. By this time, he would have participated in the away mission and dealt with whatever future events in the story there may come to be. Kuga himself can rest easy knowing he had fun in his last days and was surrounded by many people that cared about him. This can also lead to the legacy of Kuga's ring being passed down to Mikumo. In my greatest shonen underdog video, the core about what makes Mikumo an underdog is his strategical approach without any form of power-ups. What better way to bring it all together than to pass down the ring to the man Kuga sees aspects of his father in? It will be a very emotional departure, but one that ties back into the backbone of sticking with the end day of a character. Considering the emotional bond Tomakoma has as a mini family, the Black Trigger should stay with them and not be an asset of border either. Not to mention, the big brain plays Mikumo could conjure up with all these heals can turn out to be some of his best action moments yet. I have no doubt in Ashihara. He definitely knows what he's doing, and there could even be a third option that we don't see coming that could be just as satisfying. Whatever it may be, I hope that it will stick to the core writing of World Trigger, and it's something that the community can altogether accept. At the end of the day, Kuga's fate is in Ashihara's hands, and all we can do is wait and see what may come of it. With that, it's gonna bring me to the end of this video. As always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out, and leave all your thoughts and ideas in the comment section down below. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you guys in the next video.